So in the previous episode, we went through the steps of launching the Honolulu Answers Rails application. We did this from the command line by using one command to launch a CloudFormation stack. So instead of doing that, you can launch this through a continuous integration server. And by doing that, you can continually poll your version control repository for changes. When it discovers changes to the application code, configuration, infrastructure, or data, it provisions the environment, installs RDS, loads the database, and runs on deployment. Essentially all the steps in a typical deployment. I mentioned that if you go to this link, you can launch a Jenkins environment yourself. And so this is also from code that we've written, including CloudFormation, Chef, OpsWorks, Cucumber, Jenkins, and so forth. So first, we're going to go back to the AWS CLI. We'll go to the EC2 console. We'll click the connect button while selecting our instance. Copy the command and then paste it to the terminal. So first thing you'll want to do is run a git clone for the Jenkins Chef Cookbooks repository. Then you'll change your directory. Then you'll run a command to launch a CloudFormation template, which will launch an OpsWorks stack to create the Jenkins CI environment. So it's going to take about 20 minutes for the stack to complete. So for now, you won't see the OpsWorks stack until the CloudFormation template launches it. You can see in CloudFormation that the Honolulu's Jenkins stack is being created. And then you'll also see that the status is a create in progress. And about 10 minutes into it, you can go to the OpsWorks console and you can see that the Honolulu Jenkins OpsWorks stack is being launched, as you can see here. So now that the Jenkins instance has launched in OpsWorks after about 20 minutes, I'm going to click on the public IP column link, and you can see that it's launched the Jenkins dashboard. So the default username and password are both admin, but you want to change the password immediately after logging in. One caution that I mentioned in the instructions is that the Jenkins server may generate errors on the first few builds, and as a result, it will create multiple CloudFormation stacks. So you're going to want to be sure that you delete these stacks, otherwise you're going to be continually charged for them. You'll see that they'll have date timestamps generated for them, so you'll know which ones that are being created and which ones you can delete. And the reason Jenkins generates these errors is because it's still loading out the Jenkins configuration while it's launching the Jenkins jobs. And it should stabilize after a few builds. There are other steps in the instructions if you'd like to set up Jenkins or the application to your company's domain. And you can do this only if you've configured Route 53 as your DNS provider. So that's about it for setting up your Jenkins CI environment.